Hello everybody and welcome to Project Pitaya. Today is Wednesday, May 14th, 2014, and I'll try and make this a quick video because here in Southern California, in the San Fernando Valley, we're expecting to get a high of average around 100 to 105, and right now it's about 12 noon and we're already at the 95-degree mark. So let's get on with this quick video. This is just an update showing you how my dragon fruit pitayas are growing here. I haven't shown you this in a bit, so I just wanted to share, and I'll leave this up a bit so that I can add some text and maybe point out which variety is which. I'll give you a close-up so you can see differences in color, the way the stems actually grow and look. And for those of you who follow me on Facebook, I just announced yesterday that I had seen some flower buds on my dragon fruit, and here's an example. So we're entering that time of year again, and it's always a welcome sight. This little flower bud is probably about 4 days old, 4 to 5 days old. Here's another one. Now these are a little bit earlier flower buds than last year, about a month earlier this year. Taking it maybe because we had a less harsh of a winter, but who knows. Now here's another example of another flower bud. This one here is I believe a white variety that I have growing. And here we have some more flower buds, which are the actual first ones that I noticed this year. Here we have one more that I've noticed. Where is it? There it is. And by the way, all these flower buds that I have, these are all from my own hybrids that I've been growing now. They are now they're at 4 years of age, and I have many named varieties that are growing, but those are more than likely scheduled to start flowering next month or so, hopefully. Okay, so here we have an example of what you would call a more traditional dragon fruit tree style, or I have cut off most of the side growth and just left the top to branch out and grow out. Unfortunately, I don't have any shade covering this one. It seems to be doing alright, but it would benefit from some type of shade cloth. And what I have growing here in this pot is Paul Thompson's S8, also known as Sugar Dragon, which is the darker green that you see on camera now. And I also have Halley's Comet. A question that I get asked frequently is it okay to plant different varieties in one pot? And the answer is yes. No problem whatsoever. Okay, now we're gonna move on to some other examples of other types of dragon fruit that I have growing. Alright, on camera here, what you're seeing is a type of dragon fruit that's called orejona, and it's native to Nicaragua in Central America. And I'm hoping to get some flowers on this later on this year. As you can see, this has more aggressive spines on it, if you will, and a different hue to it as well, more of a bluish color. And right next to it here, we have one of the more famously known varieties, Physical Graffiti. And I also hope to get this flowering pretty soon this year. So that's Physical Graffiti, which is a fuchsia reddish purple type flesh dragon fruit. Okay, what we see on camera here is actually an unknown type of hybrid dragon fruit that I have. So if anybody out there is watching, let me give you a close-up and maybe you can help me identify what this may be. I suspect it could be H. polyrhizis or a hybrid of a Colombian / yellow dragon fruit mixed with an H species. In other words, it could be mixed with white, red / yellow. But I don't know. I also think it could be another variety from Nicaragua, but I'm not sure, so maybe you guys can help me out on this one. I can tell you that it once had a little flower bud on it, and the little flower bud was red, but the plant was at the time too young to sustain a flower, so it just ended up turning back into a stem. So that's all about I know on this example that we have here on camera. let's move on now. What we have on camera here in this pot is another example of two varieties planted together. Here we have Paul Thompson's S8, which is also known as Sugar Dragon, as I mentioned before, and we have it accompanied by some more Orejona dragon fruit from Nicaragua. Both of these species are red flesh dragon fruit, and as you can see, it is doing fairly well, but it looks like it could benefit from a bit more shade, especially out here in the San Fernando Valley. Right next to it I have a cutting that's about a year old, as you can see from the date on it. It's actually a year old today, and this is a supposed American Beauty clone or similar hybrid to it. This is what I heard from the grower. I always present to you varieties that I know for sure by name, but since I'm giving you a tour, I decided I'll give you a glimpse of what this is, even though at this point I haven't been able to verify exactly what it may or may not be. Again, for those of you who are watching and may comment that I do need to transplant some to larger pots, I do understand, but I also do it as an experiment to see if I can get dragon fruit flowering in smaller pots than it's usually grown in. And so far, on some varieties, I have been successful. And finally, to end our little quick tour here, not so quick maybe, the video turned out a little bit longer than I expected, but right here we have more examples of what I'm trying to establish of growing known named varieties in a smaller type of pot than it is usually recommended. Here in this lighter pink pot, I have what is known as Delight. It's a light pink fruit, and next to it I do have the original American Beauty. This is 100% sure that it's American Beauty. I got this from the University of Irvine. So it is all my cuttings, by the way, that I tell you the names of them, I have gotten from trusted sources, including the University of Irvine. And very quickly, what I wanted to show you here is I have I believe a cob cactus. Its name is I'll put the name on the screen because I can't remember it right now, but basically what happened is that it flowered earlier this year at the same time as my white epiphylium, and I decided, hey, why not cross-pollinate it, see what happens. And for the first time, I hope it appears on camera, the flowers have dried off, and I believe I have some little fruit or seed pods developing on there. So that's pretty exciting. And as always, I appreciate all your support for this channel. Thanks for watching, and thanks once again.